Def Jam Fight for New York is, in my opinion, one of the best fighting/wrestling games ever released. 20 years after its release, it still has a good fan base, and I think even it has a competitive scene. So I thought, why not for shits and giggles, I would rank my top 10 favorite fighters in the game. Now, this isn't based on how they are in the competitive scene or how good they are in game. This is just if I'm playing by myself or I have a few friends over when we play. These are the 10 characters I'm picking in the game. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get into the rankings.
Hey, yo, I'm built to smash you, partner. Now I'm gonna break your goddamn neck.
Busta Rhymes as a character is very fun to play with. If you like submissions, that is. That's the main reason why he's placed dead last, is because only having submissions in a game like Def Jam won't really resonate with most casual players, I feel like. I personally enjoy using submissions, but I can't speak for anybody else because I'm not them, obviously. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoy submissions in this game. He's got a great blaze, and I've definitely used it for a lot of my custom characters, and I enjoy his look in the game, just the all-black outfit with the gloves. But on the grand scale, he ranks dead last on my list.
This ain't no goddamn vacation. You better hop back on the plane, bitch.
Tony Stark definitely wins a lot of awards in the charismatic department. He's very charismatic in real life and in the game for sure. I mean, look at him. He's double do-ragged up, Ric Flair robe, and the Eagle Gauntlet. You can't make that up if you want to. You could even make that as a custom character if you want to. He's one of the few characters in this game that's very wrestling dominant, and I actually enjoy this style for Def Jam. A lot of the wrestling heavy characters are some of my favorites, and you'll see that as we go along on this list. They don't really stack up against the more fast and diverse competitors in the game, obviously, but Ghostface has a good arsenal of moves that can win him a fight easily. His blazing is really good too, and he's by far got probably the funniest outro next to Ice-T's.
Go home and cry to your mama, and while you at it, tell her I'm hungry.
Yo, they're going to carry your ass out of here when I get through with you tonight, partner.
Scarface is very similar to a certain somebody you'll see down the line on this list, but just not as annoying, wink wink. Face is another wrestling dominant character with some great moves in his arsenal, and combined with the fact that he has that street fighting haymaker, he can do some heavy damage. Also, I like to point out for Scarface, most of the blazons in this game are goofy or joke-like, but Scarface's is like a straight-up brutality from Mortal Kombat. I've definitely used it for many of my created characters, and it's one of my favorites in the entire game, just for the fact how brutal it is compared to the other ones.
I told you, man, the game don't stop. Game can't stop. Game won't stop, chump.
I'm gonna break you into little itty-bitty pieces and sprinkle you all over the floor.
Sticky is broken. He does ungodly damage. Now, ignoring the fact I'm using the Red Hook stage, Sticky's haymaker alone is enough to delete half of your health bar. Now, in terms of looks, it fits the character, but I think it's quite hilarious that when he turns heel in the story, he signifies his heel turn by just wearing a black hoodie. I'm calling it now, wrestlers, if you want to turn heel and you want to signify it, just show up wearing a black hoodie. Take a page from Sticky Fingers' book.
Check out this highlight reel!
Say something now. Come on, say something now.
Big talk now, but you're gonna cry like a baby when my
Shawn
friends
Paul makes this list mainly due to the fact how unique his moveset is. He fights like Eddie from Tekken, who coincidentally is my favorite Tekken character, so that shows you a lot about my taste in fighting game characters. The fact that he has that martial arts as his main style, it makes facing off against him in the story mode so annoying, because martial artists, specifically him and Crazy Legs, just love to grab your attacks and then just counter them 24/7. Shawn Paul is so annoying to fight along with Crazy Legs, although I feel like, though, because it's early on in the game, Shawn Paul is more difficult. Or maybe I just suck ass, that works too. But Shawn Paul is a good fighter to use if you just want to be annoying as hell. I would have friends come over and play this, or back when I used to bring my laptop to the study hall in the library and, I played Def Jam with my friends in the study hall. If I felt like being a dickhead, I was picking Shawn Paul. It was either that or Crow. But most of the time, if someone picked Crow, I was picking Shawn Paul as a counter, because if you're going to pick a character with an annoying fight style, I'm going to pick the same thing. Overall, Shawn Paul is fun to use. I recommend him a lot.
Right down here, this bitch just get smoked. Light up the cutchy.
You gonna be crying like a bitch after I get my hands on you, boy.
I mean, it mainly comes down to the fact it's ludicrous. Okay, fine, it's not the only reason. Luda uses kickboxing and martial arts, which makes him one of the easiest characters to use in this game, and that's not a bad thing. Def Jam as a whole is one of those games that's very easy to pick up and play. It's just hard to master and get really, really good at. At least in my opinion. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. But he's one of the funniest characters in the game and in real life. Like, just the amount of shit he talks in the fights and in the voice of the central character in story mode. Luda is definitely a top 5 in my opinion.
It could be over. That's why you always bet on a sure dirty South thing. Yeah, you gonna lose your teeth messing with me, yeah?
I have a lot of grudges and annoyances with CPU Fat Joe. All you need to know is Crack is trying his best to imitate Triple H. He spams pedigree after pedigree after pedigree, haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, and he's so annoying to face against in story mode. Oh my god. I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just know he's one of the most ridiculous and cheap bosses in video game history. I'd put him up there with Mortal Kombat 2 and 9 Shao Kahn. That's just my opinion, maybe controversial, but hey, it's my channel. I'm here to share my opinions that you don't care about. But when you actually play as Fat Joe, I actually really enjoy the way his character feels. He's another wrestling dominant character, which, as I said before, is my type of characters in Def Jam. But I just really enjoy the way Fat Joe looks. Also, apparently I look like the guy according to people that I go to school with. I don't see it, but I don't know. I think it's funny, so I entertain it. Overall, Fat Joe, good character, just his CPU is so annoying.
Body count is about to go up, dog.
See ya. Game day, punk, and you about to take one for the team.
Oh look, it's another wrestling character. All jokes aside, Blaze is a very fun character to use. He was brought back from Vendetta and given a greater story role, which is always nice. But in terms of gameplay, he's got a nice arsenal of moves. Some of the most iconic wrestling moves in history, like, I mean, he's got the Bubba Bomb. That alone gets some brownie points for me. In terms of looks and attire, he's got a great one. I like the football jersey with his name on it and that cool ice pick chain he's got. I've definitely used that chain for some of my created characters. Blaze, in my opinion, is top tier. His blazing's really good too. I've used his blazing so many times I can't even count. Like a power bomb on your neck. Like, come on now.
Who got next, man? I'm just getting started.
I'ma take your tongue out and lick my ass with it.
Oh, pause.
Doc is one of the most cracked and busted characters in the entire game. Now, only having martial arts does kind of hinder him, I feel like, but he's so fast and fluid, and he does so much damage that I feel like he holds his own. I mean, he's one of the top tier characters for a reason. He's also by far the funniest character in the game. Like, oh my god, just the voicemails that this dude sends you in the game. I laugh every time I hear them. He's got a great look too, with like the he's got the untied do-rag with the Nelly headbands. His brutal is take two. His blazing is brutal as hell too. It's called balls to the wall for a reason, but oh my god, that's brutal. Like, the first time I saw it, I cringed. But that is my number 2. Now, before we get to number 1, I'd like to take a look at some honorable mentions. These are characters I love, but they don't make my top 10, so they're gonna get on. Here's an honorable mention.
a shame you don't got no insurance, cause you damn sure gonna be leaving in a wheelchair.
I mean, it's comp. Like, I'm not a competitive player at this game at all. Like, I just play with my friends or I play by myself, but if I did play in tournaments or competitive or even online, because I think there's a way you can play on this game now with emulation, comp would most likely be my main. He's got one of the best songs in the entire game, bar none, and he's got some of the most iconic wrestling moves in his repertoire. Come on, we're talking last rides, choke slams. Like, dude is a beast. Now, again, he is somewhat at a disadvantage with him only being a wrestling character, but I feel like he holds his own against the rest of the roster. Now, this is my top 10 favorite Def Jam characters list. If you guys enjoyed it, consider leaving a like, subscribe, do all the YouTube shit. Leave your top 10 down in the comments, and sometime next year I'm going to do a Let's Play of this game. I started a Let's Play years ago and never finished it. Those videos are all horrible. Please don't go watch them. If you'd like to look at my actual good Def Jam content, take a look at my Def Jam Fight for New York retrospective. Or if you want to see me talk about Def Jam Icon, which I doubt, but if you want to, I got tons of videos on that too. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace. I'm out.